colonizers create...
Genocide.
Why are you shouting? Don't. Hold on. All right, let's make this the last question in fairness, and I will have extended the time. Go for it. The mic is yours.
Why is it that the very descendants of the people that lived here before colonizers came in are the ones that are almost the most marginalized in this country and systematically suffering because of that?
Yes, I'll try to answer that as best I can. The condition of the American Indians, historically, we have to look at it twofold, historically and today. Historically, it was the Indian Wars, the broken treaties by the white man, the wounded knee, the battles, the massacres. It was also a plethora of diseases that spread through the Indian population brought by the white man, and that decimated the American Indian population. There's a book I recommend to you by the historian William McNeill. It's called Plagues and Peoples. It talks about how massive populations have been decimated historically by diseases brought by outsiders. For example, the Black Plague in Europe killed 1/3 of the entire continent, brought from Asia, unintentionally. Now, I'm not going to say that's genocide, because genocide implies a deliberate intention to exterminate an entire population. That's why the use of the term genocide is very irresponsible on your part in this case.
No, I don't think so, though.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
You think, and I'm going to ask you now for your evidence, that there was a conscious intention to wipe out the Indians as a people.
So,
Chapter and verse. Let's hear it.
So, what do you say about the very thing that this institution was initially founded on? About
I feel like it is. I feel like there is something with all these liberal and leftists that when they're presented or asked a question, they never seem to ask it and they seem to divert to another point. He asks you for evidence and then you go on to a point which didn't even answer the question. And it's just typical, and it gets very frustrating to watch them because, geez, it's amazing.
essentially whitewashing the Native Americans. And then that was, of course, abandoned, but all of these things. But what do you say about like the foundational thing for Indian schools that were created, and then there were things about headhunting Indians and prizes for that money? Like, it was a clear incentivization by both the U.S. government and just by people to be able to take over the property, well, you know, the land, the things that people had here before the colonizers came.
So Eliezer Wheelock leaves Yale and comes up here into the woods of New Hampshire to set up a college to Christianize and educate the native Indians. Are you saying that he wanted to exterminate them?
I think that that's a questionable, it's based in something else. So it has to do with, you know, understanding culture and whether or not you can actually, you know, help someone by Christianizing them.
Right, but pause for a moment because see, part of education is making distinctions, right? Let's say I believe as a Christian that your life would be infinitely better than it is if you became a Christian. And in that sincere belief, I read the Bible to you and I start proselytizing you. I'm not Adolf Hitler. You may not go for it. You may think that I'm conning you, but you can't deny that my motivation is actually to save your immortal soul. And what I'm getting at is that for you then to say, this is genocide, and not be able to even back off from that, even though we're looking at a very specific case where you know there's no evidence to support your position, but you're so dug in ideologically that it would like twist your mind to admit.
And that's the thing about the liberal leftists. They want to sell everyone a victim mindset, and I have not and will never ever buy that victim mindset. Regardless of the facts of the matter, that someone could do something out of the kindness of their heart, whether the person believes it or not, they wanted to spread that Christianity to the people, thinking in their beliefs that this is the right way to go. But for some reason, the liberal and the leftists want to say that it was still a bad thing and it's genocide, as they usually do with every term. They love to change the meanings of words, regardless of whether they are confronted with the fact. And in this matter, it was the case that they were trying to do it for a positive thing. But, you know, the liberal and the leftists want to just continue to sell everyone to be oppressed, and the system is against you, and minorities are struggling, and you as a black person are struggling, and America's land was stolen, even though everyone was battling and killing each other prior to even being stolen. They just want to sell everyone their impressions. All it really is.
Look, it's a long distance from Eleazar Wheelock to Hitler.
But yeah, that was another video, another reaction. As I usually say, if you guys enjoyed the video, like the video as much as possible, comment down below, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at YinkaThatGuy, and I am out.